Ladies and gentlemen, I believe I may have just stumbled on the next billion-dollar product category within e-commerce, and it's something you probably have never heard of, especially if you are a man. This is something I didn't even know was a thing. I didn't know this existed. I thought that, this was not a real thing, and now I'm sounding like a broken record. So how about we stop wasting time and we just get right into it? What I'm talking about is this trend line that I got right here that is pulled up from the Chemi Lab Research Center. And as you see, this is what you would consider an exponential curve. And this is for a product called Pilates socks. Now, Pilates is a very popular workout class or workout type that mostly women participate in, though I'm guessing there are a lot of men out there that do practice Pilates, and it's probably a growing category similar to things like skincare, and even makeup. Like, I know it sounds weird to a lot of men out there, but there are a lot of men that are starting to look into these categories, and because of that, those brands actually have a big competitive edge because it's a blue ocean, right? This has never been seen before. That's just something to consider. But Pilates socks, as you see, is an exponential curve. And, again, it's something I've never heard of myself. So that's why it's really helpful to always think outside of yourself. It's really difficult to be in the now for every single trend out there, especially if you're someone that doesn't participate in a lot of different things. And, Pilates is one of those things. And that's why, the research that we do on my team, I have a research team, which I'm so happy about because I love learning. It's so valuable to me. If we take a look at some of the brands that participate in this niche, we can see that there's a lot of really great ones. But, what's crazy to me is some of these are up to $50. That's crazy, right? Like $50 for a sock. That doesn't make any sense to me. This probably costs less than $3 to make. And in the words of Warren Buffett, this would be a really high quality business because it's basically like selling air. It costs nothing to produce these socks, yet, they're pricing them really highly at $50. Let's see the traffic distribution of this store. So 50,000 monthly visitors, quite unbelievable. I mean, really, really nice landing page. This is my type of landing page right here. It's very simple. It's very easy to understand. You don't have to read really too much. You can just kind of look at the headlines and understand the product very well. And also, even if you're scrolling down far, you can still add the product to cart really easily by just hitting the add to cart button on the sticky add to cart. That's a really essential thing you should have on your Shopify store if you don't have it already. And it's something that is built into TikTok Shop as well, which is something I'll discuss in just a minute here. But there's also big brands in this category, of course, like Lululemon, though they're mostly going after yoga, the yoga search term here, which is actually, again, a bit of a mistake. And it goes to show that, that's why brands find my agency and my knowledge so valuable, right? Because I'm doing all this research. And imagine I was able to tell Lululemon, yo, all you need to do is switch your listing from yoga to Pilates and you're going to pop off on this product. That could be even, hundreds of millions in revenue for a company like Lululemon. And, that's part of the reason why I always tell you guys that, information is the most valuable thing in the world. It truly is. But what's funny about that is that it's also entirely subjective. Like, one man's trash is another man's treasure applies so perfectly with information because for someone like you that maybe you're just starting your dropshipping journey, you don't even know how to create a Shopify store, even though all you have to do is click the link in the description. You may think that's not valuable, and you may even leave comments such as like, Ari, these aren't valuable videos. Like, you're not teaching us anything here. But there's someone out there that is, already pretty knowledgeable and finds this information infinitely valuable. So kind of try to not have those limiting beliefs and thinking that you're not learning things from looking at this information, because that's absolutely not true. And actually, it is true if that's what you think, but if you simply think that this stuff is valuable, it will be so. I know that's a hard concept to grasp, but it's entirely true. Unless you don't want it to be true, then it's not true. So everything is subjective, nothing is real. So you might as well be positive and try to think the best, right? But yeah, this is a really crazy search. Let me show you this video actually that we posted, because this is the structure that we do in the Chemi lab. We post the trend, and then we post a video that goes with the trend, and also like an explanation. And you can see all the categories of things that we're posting in here. It's super valuable. People are saying within it that it's the best Discord they've ever been a part of, which is like so humbling to hear. But I also entirely agree, because I'm a part of a lot of Discords, and this is definitely the most valuable because of all the things that I mentioned to you, all the research that we provide, but then also just the community itself is really cool. So let's actually look at this. Groom for Pilates with more active. So this brand is just a Pilates brand, and these are nice socks, as you see. And then they also make some clothes, I guess, but it's mostly about the socks, you see? So very interesting. I mean, they're selling like a sock bundle. It's a sock with a water bottle, and it's just very nicely branded. But truly, anybody could do this, right? Anybody could do this, and literally something as easy as making this product pink instead of green could be your differentiating factor. Now, you may be thinking, well, how could I even sell something like this? And I'll give you the rundown, right? I'll give you the playbook so that you understand exactly what to do. The first thing that you need to do is obviously find a supplier. So there's many ways to do that, but one of the easiest places to start is simply going on Alibaba.com and looking up the keywords that we're posting in the Chemi Lab, or whatever keyword you come up with of whatever product you want to sell. And you can go to something like this, right? These guys, and this is what I was saying. I knew that these products take almost nothing to produce in terms of cost, but people are selling them for really insane prices. Wow, this is literally what I was just saying. A pink alternative. Like, this looks cool. Even these images themselves look awesome. So like, if I was to start a business in this space, which honestly I'm even tempted to do it, I would literally just take these images and test it. I would just literally test these images and see what happens. Or you could buy a sample as well. Just buy a simple sample. That's a funny choice of words there, but you can do that, and it's not going to cost you literally anything basically to test. They have pretty good reviews, and these look really aesthetically pleasing, which is a differentiating factor. Believe it or not, some people find things more aesthetically pleasing than others, and sometimes it's literally just that simple. So that's the best place to start, right? I mean, Alibaba, super simple, and they're making it easier than ever actually to connect with suppliers. I actually went to the Alibaba convention in the US. It was the first time they've ever done a convention in the US, and they invited me, so I felt pretty special. But yeah, all the things that they shared, they're adding AI into it in order for you to like visualize products better, in order for you to connect with the factories, be able to see inside in the factories. It's like really insane. So definitely don't neglect this site. This is what I always try to tell you guys, is that all the resources are out there, but unfortunately, it's really easy to get analysis paralysis because there's so many tools and so many resources. A lot of people just want to be handheld through this process, and that's why I give you a playbook so you can just kind of follow along. But at the same time, the people that win in business are the people that are naturally curious and naturally active, right? Like, they're not getting so much analysis paralysis, and instead they're moving forward a little bit more. A lot of people also ask me, Ari, can your team just run the ads for me and find the products and automate this? And the answer is no. We don't do that. And anybody who offers you to do that, you should be immediately skeptical of. Because if they're going to do that for you, why would they not just do that for themselves, right? Like, that's my answer every time. If you paid me $2K or even $5K or $10K to just create a business for you, I mean, sure, I could take that money and make $10K, but why wouldn't I just spend $10K and do that for myself? It's pretty logical. And I mean, that's what we're doing with my team. We're investing in brands so that, we can basically do exactly that. But why would I do that for someone else and not own any of it, right? It doesn't really make sense. So, don't worry. In the future, I actually do plan to start a fund, like a private equity fund or venture fund of some kind, where if you have capital and you literally want to do nothing, you can invest with me. But yes, hopefully that clears up that side of it. So then what you need to do next is, after you have your product, right, is start advertising it on TikTok and short form content. And the reason I say TikTok is because what's amazing about TikTok is you can just literally take that content, post it on Instagram, post it on Facebook, post it on Pinterest, post it on YouTube Shorts. It's really amazing what you can do these days. And then once you find the content that works on TikTok, simply start running TikTok ads. I mean, as you see, we're running TikTok ads here for this brand, and we're at a 4 return on ad spend on $6,000 of sales, which means for every dollar that we've spent, we've earned back 4. That's a literal money machine, right? That's a literal cash flow machine. And this is always the goal when it comes to running ads, is to create a cash flow system. It's not to depend on this for your business growth, but it's to amplify your business growth through data-driven decisions. I'm sorry if this is confusing, but this is just where we're at right now in ecom. And if you don't understand it, then again, just go back to the basics. Just find a product, get some samples, start posting about it on TikTok. It's truly that simple. Don't overthink it too much, and don't order 1 million units if you have zero experience with ecom. With this, you could start with 100 units, and it's going to cost you $50. You can spend $50 for 100 units and then just ship them yourself in some way. You can find label printers on Amazon. You don't need to always drop ship. That's another kind of misconception. I think, unfortunately, so many people advertise drop shipping as being like a super easy business model to make money with. But I'm here to demystify that idea, because ultimately I've realized it's actually not that much harder to just build a brand as opposed to build a drop shipping store that actually makes money, right? Because you could make $100K a month in revenue with a drop shipping store, but if all of your systems are really bad, you're likely only going to make barely any profit on that. And let's say you do make barely any profit on 100K in revenue. Making 5K a month in pure profit is nothing from 100K in revenue. And also you have a really low quality business. So all of that effort could have been spent into building a really profitable business if you would have just dedicated your energy into that, So if this resonates with you, continue to follow the channel, subscribe, and try to remove all of these things in your brain that you've been kind of indoctrinated in by other gurus out there that are trying to sell you a dream. Ultimately, I don't want to sell you any dream. I want to create businesses that are amazing. I want to create massive wealth, and the best way to do that is to build things that last. That's why I created the Chemi Lab, because I want to help other people do that as well, incubate businesses. And then guess what? If I incubate a business within here and one of you guys builds a Pilates brand, I'm more than happy to invest in it. I'm more than happy to be a part of it and maybe help you with the ads once you're at that level. But again, if anybody's trying to sell you a dream that, from scratch, if you pay them $20K, they're going to build a whole business for you and you're not going to have to do anything, run the other way. Don't even listen to that. And yeah, that's really about it for this video. Hopefully this felt like a good one. I think this was very valuable, so watch it over again. It may not be valuable for every single person that watches it, but for the select few, that's who I'm making this video for. So just remember that information is valuable. You just have to, realize where the value lies or how it can be applied. And, in this video, I gave you basically the whole blueprint. So that's really about it for this one. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.